Hello, and welcome to Emerald Origin. I am Martha. Origin is my higher self and the purest expression of love and source energy. I'm here today with a channeled message from the Divine about the Fool archetype and the energy update of April and April 1st or April Fools. The tarot is a long and mystical tradition of storytelling and divination for millennia. Carl Jung tapped into the deep transformational energy of the symbolism of these images and came up with the Jungian archetypes, which correspond to the characters of the major arcana in the Marseillaise deck. The Rider-Waite is a derivation of the original woodcut images from the Marseillaise deck, which fell out of use largely because of people's fear of the image of the skeleton, which was portrayed on the death card. The archetypes comprise our soul templates and our characteristics, the life path that we've chosen to walk in this incarnation. At any given time, we can embody the energy of any of these archetypes, but our primary life lessons will generally correspond to the path of one in particular. Our karma is tied to one in particular. Today, we are in the energy of the Fool, in direct contact with the Divine. The Fool card in the major arcana is the first card, but it doesn't correspond with the number 1, but rather the 0. The Fool card represents 0 point, or the Divine. Everything and nothing in perfect balance and divine creation. The image on the card is one of a young man carrying a small sack and walking forward off a cliff with a small dog dancing at his heels. There's so much to be said about this symbolism. So let's start with the young man. He's the embodiment of youth and his joy in the moment. He's not attached to outcomes and is the ultimate image of freedom and is fearless in the face of death. He lives and loves in the moment. He carries his well-regulated ego in a small sack dangling from a stick. This stick represents his lack of attachment to the 3D and his understanding of the true nature of his possessions. And the sack is his physical life, his manifestations or his karma, kept in regulation by his higher self, the mouse upon which the god Ganesha rides. He's joyful and unaffected by these manifestations. They're coming and going, and the stick represents his unattachment to and his understanding of the true illusory nature of the matrix. Now, the little dog capering at his heels represents the Divine. D-O-G spelled backwards is G-O-D. This little dog is his constant companion, reminding the Fool that separation is an illusion and keeping him in awareness of his true divine nature. We are never alone, and separation is the greatest illusion of all. The fact that the Fool is dancing happily off the edge of the cliff is the symbolism of the great wheel of creation. The Fool does not fear, because fear is the antithesis of love and the divine. He knows this and is a great master, the court jester able to tell the divine truth in the face of the king when all others would be put to death. He knows that to step off the cliff into death is simply an illusion, for energy can never die. He can walk on air. He's conquered fear, and to the unenlightened this appears foolish in the pejorative sense. His mastery is complete, as he is truly the embodiment of the divine. So this amazing energy is the energy of the April 1st or April Fools. Now, why do we call it April Fools? Well, the Feast of Fools was a long-standing medieval tradition on this day in the Christian church, where the priests or the soul voices of the divine would relinquish their roles for the day and let rip in joyful revelry, and common men could ride into the sanctified ground of the church upon donkeys. The day was a magnificent celebration of the Fool, or divine energy. Joy in the moment, no fear, a symbolic representation of that beautiful ideal by Martin Luther of the priesthood of all believers, or the divine nature of all living things, right down to the donkey with the cross upon his back. Also, this day was always celebrated as the birth of Christ before the Gregorian calendar came into play and moved his birthday to December, where the fields were fallow and the people could take part in a feast day. So, April Fool's Day is the day reminding us to walk in love and kindness, in Christ consciousness. The energy of today is of joy and living in the moment, being in love with love and not allowing the lower vibrational energy of fear to inhibit our true understanding of our nature and being in oneness with all living things. So make this day the rebirth of your commitment to your higher self in joy and love, the rebirth of your commitment to being the one. I wish you the greatest joy, abundance, love, and happiness in every aspect of your experience and across all timelines of existence. If you would care for a personal session with me to help you manifest your Fool's journey, then please do not hesitate to contact me at emeraldorigin.org. Please do not forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel. And the highest blessings of love and light to you. I am Origin.